Hi everyone, this is Winnie again, Winnie Wamlanga. Welcome to the final lesson in the series Wisdom. Thank you for all of you who have worked actually with me during this journey. I thank you because I have been reading your comments. We've been advising each other. Like I said, no one is here to point fingers at anyone. And no one is perfect. No one has walked in this journey perfectly, or else we wouldn't be here learning from each other. It's been wonderful having to listen to your opinion or to your experiences. Some of you have written privately to me, and so I want to thank you as we conclude this series about wisdom. And then definitely tomorrow I'll be telling you we'll be discussing what we'll be looking at in the next series. So for now, I was thinking, like I always do, after putting out a video, I think about how I would perceive it if I was listening to it. But yes, for anyone that has been watching, you have realized that we have been talking about the value of wisdom, that unless you have gotten understanding to the information that has been exposed to you, and unfortunately, unless you have gotten the understanding, then you will not be able to apply wisdom. You will not be able to apply it in order to produce results. And like we said, that if you are exposed to information and you have memorized this information, if you have not understood it, unfortunately, you will not see results in your life, and yet the world rewards results. Great inventors had to come up they had to make sure that they apply the ideas that came to them, and so we could have things like the computers, or even internet, or social media, or whatever you see, Amazon, or any applications or anything that you see, or even the telephone, that makes you your life, any application or anything that makes your life easy, all came because someone got a revelation of something, and they did not only sleep on it or think about it or wish they could do something to it, but by faith they moved on and did something. And I hope you understand that when you get a revelation of something, it is always important to make sure that you act on what you have, on the revelation that you get. So when you do not have wisdom, we have said that make sure you ask for it, and ask for it from the Creator. Read His Word. Listen to people, or watch or read literature from people that are smart, or the ones that you consider wise. It doesn't not matter who. Everyone is different. I'm not going to recommend anyone at this moment, but as you listen, you'll understand that there are people like Dr. Miles Monroe. There are many people that, or Dr. Mike Murdoch, or many others that I have been listening, I've been reading literature from, that have been an inspiration to my life. But most importantly is the Word of God Himself that has really been helpful to me during this journey of self-discovery. And so today's lesson, we'll be talking about it's actually lesson number 10. Like I said, it's the last one, and I'll have it this way: as wisdom, the maintainer of marriages, whether it's relationships, any kind of relationship, but we'll also focus on marriage strongly here, because we know that marriage or a family is a foundation of life, and we need to know that it is wisdom and understanding that will help you create a strong and stable foundation in a relationship. It does not matter which kind of relationship. If you see a person that's not wise, they will not be able to maintain relationships, because a fool or a person that's not wise just says anything. And as a result of that, they aggravate people, and people do not want to be with them, to live with them. They just speak. Right? And so we'll start with the book of Proverbs, which, like I said, it's been in this series, we've been saying that it will be NKJV unless otherwise mentioned. But let's look at Proverbs 15, chapter 15, verse 17. And that is, it reads, "Better is a dinner of herbs where love is than a fattened calf with hatred. So with this text, you understand that if you are living in an environment that's not, I call that an environment that's not loving, even if you have good food, you'll see that people will, it's not easy, it's not possible to live in such an environment. And as a result of that, I've seen many beautiful homes live without people. You see a man just having a dog, or a woman just having a dog as a person that they live with. Why? Because they have failed to live with others. They live in strife, they live in hatred, they live in bitterness, they live in anger. They just say whatever they want. And because of that, you will see that such people will not be able to maintain long-lasting relationship. And so I'll also give an example of another scripture, because we say that with wisdom, it is easy to maintain relationships. This includes marriages. And so for the married people, we'll look at the book of Proverbs 24, 3-6, chapter 3-6. And again, as pointed out earlier, if you are reading, please use the NKJV. And verse 3 states that through wisdom a house is built, and by understanding it's established. By knowledge the rooms are filled with all precious and pleasant riches. Verse 4. That a wise man is strong, yes, a man of knowledge increases strength. For by wise counsel you will wage war, your own war, and in a multitude of counselors there is safety. Yeah, it goes on to help us understand that when you want to destroy a home, or a home, I will say, when you want to destroy a marriage, a relationship, if you do not apply wisdom, it's like wisdom is the foundation that holds a marriage or a relationship. That if you do not apply this, if there is no understanding, then there is nothing that will stay. And then another one is Proverbs 15, 1-2, which states that a soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. The tongue of the wise uses knowledge rightly, but the mouth of fools pours forth foolishness. When I used to read the word foolish or fool, I felt bad. I was like, it didn't really sound well to me, because I always felt like that word wouldn't be appropriate. Yeah, but the Bible mentions that if a person does not control what they say, or when they speak in harsh words, they always act foolishly. That such people stir up anger. I know, as I speak, I know of people that just say anything when they are angry, and then the next day they apologize, or they feel bad because they made enemies as a result of not thinking before saying. Okay, and then Proverbs 17 verse 1 says that better is a dry muzzle with quietness than a house full of feasting with strife. It's obvious that even when you have good food around you, when you have a buffet, and the house you're living, the people that you're living with, whether it's a wife or a husband, when they are not happy people, when there is no love, when they're always screaming at each other, even the children will not be happy in that home. And so we are advised, according to Proverbs 17:1, to keep better relationships, to be calm, to be calm as we deal with each other in a relationship. And so the next verse, or the next text that I see, is the advice to husbands, right? Like I stated earlier, that when it comes to marriage, in most cases, if it fails, it's the wife, Very few people blame the husband. I don't know why, but it has always been that way for so long. But in Proverbs 2:16-17, I'm glad husbands are advised about something. The text says, to deliver you from the immoral woman, from the seductress who flatters with her words. Verse 17, who forsakes the companion of her fall, of her youth, and forgets the covenant of her God. This text actually advises men or husbands to not be equally yoked, to not get out of the relationship with their wives, to get to go to immoral women. Well, you know who immoral women are. They are prostitutes. Such women are responsible for breaking marriages, and that is not good. They've been responsible for the heartbreaks, whether it's children, people have gotten into depression because of failed marriages. And so as a man or as a husband, you're advised to avoid getting into relationships or even becoming friends with them, with such women, because they are immoral. And they use their lips, they flatter you with words. And then after that, you forsake your companion of the youth. And then it is not good. I've seen so many marriages destroyed because of infidelity. And so this verse or this text advises us that a wise man would not leave their wife to go to have a relationship with a prostitute. And then another verse I felt like would advise husbands would be 1 Peter 3:7, which says that husbands likewise dwell with them with understanding, giving honor to the wife as to the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers may not be hindered. My husband knows this secret. Whenever we have an argument or a disagreement, he makes sure that he calms the situation down, because if he goes to bed angry, or if I go to bed angry, I have seen that it hasn't normally been good, and it's not because of a happy wife, a happy life. No, it's because of the fact that if our wife wakes up at 3 a.m. and prays for you, the husband, as you sleep, I think it is not right, or it's unfair for you not to treat them with respect or giving them honor as they deserve, because such women are rare. And when you get one, you have to treat them with grace, with respect, because then when they make a mistake and you scream at them, or if you are always mad at them, then believe me, they're not going to feel motivated to pray for you. And even if they pray, or even if you pray, the verse or the text here reads that your prayers will not be answered. They may be hindered. In most cases, they are hindered. That's what I would say. And give me comment on this one below. I don't know what ladies or wives will say, but yeah, you can write your comments below. But now this is to the wives, okay? There is a saying that a happy wife, a happy life. Yes, it is true. I have seen it in my life. And my children have told me that, you know what, Mom, when you are happy, we are happy, because we know that we'll get what we want, and you're not going to shout at us. Okay, so if you do not want, if you want husbands, this is a secret. If you want your wife to be happy, then read from Proverbs 5:22, and a wise person applies what they read. It says that husbands, love your wives just as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for her. Just love them, give them what they want, and you will be surprised at how happy you'll be. And the second last text that I would read together today, will be the one taken from Proverbs 14:1, which says that the wise woman builds her house, but the foolish one pulls it down with her hands. Pulling down a house with hands, that is big. Is it even possible? Well, it's possible when you are not a wise woman. When you just say whatever you feel like saying, you'll discover that the people around you will not be happy, and sometimes they will run away from you. I've seen it where children run away from their mothers or fathers, but in most cases it's women who speak a lot. I might be wrong. Write it in the comments if you disagree, but in most cases it's women who talk a lot, and I think we are the cause of all this when we talk a lot. But yeah, I believe that men also are to blame when infidelity, when it comes to infidelity. But if I'm wrong, please write in the comments. Say something. We are here to learn from each other. What's your experience been like? And I will end with the book of Proverbs 31, 10 to 31. But you may continue, you may read the whole chapter, it does not matter. And of course, this is a verse or a text. This is a chapter that many of you are used to. It's a text. And it's about the virtuous wife. Okay? And verse 10 reads, "Who can find a virtuous wife? For her worth is far above rubies. The heart of her husband safely trusts her, so he will have no lack of gain. She does him good and not evil all the days of her life." I would love to do good and not evil for my husband all the days of my life, but sometimes it gets tough, and it's a prayer now that I'm praying for myself, but I'm also praying for the listener, my friend who has been working with me in this journey, that may the Lord give us the grace to make our husbands, to do good to our husbands and not evil, so that we can live happily in our relationships and in our marriages. All right. And then there is another one, verse 15. It says, verse 15, you can leave the rest, but there's verse 15. She said she also rises up while it is yet night and provides food for her household and a passion for her maid servants, right? So she does not only give food to her children, but also, or her family, but also to the people that work for her. Do you know of a person that I've seen growing up? I saw women that were not, it was like they didn't care about their maid servants. They would just care about their children and their husbands, and they would treat the other ones as slaves. You never want to do bad evil to anyone, because if you do not want that to be done to you, then it's high time you do not do it to another one. And then there's this verse 16, which says, "She considers a field and buys it. From her profits, she plants a vineyard." So this means that a wise woman is also wealthy, that she makes investments, right? And I love verse 20, which says, "She extends her hand to the poor. Yes, she reaches out her hands to the needy." Not many people, by the way, do that. I've grown up seeing and watching people who have a lot of wealth, or women, ladies, but they don't care about wealth, people that don't have. And I feel like that's not fair. And ladies, we need to work on that, because there is a reward for doing God. And every time you help a poor person, you're helping God, and the rewards are big. They are enormous. So again, thank you so much for joining me in the series Wisdom. I look forward to seeing you again in the next series, and I'll let you know what that will be focused on. And for now, it's Winnie Wamlanga here again, saying that yes, together we can win. Together with me, seek wisdom and create wealth. Thank you. Stay blessed, and make sure you apply what you have learned and keep returning. So for a review, when it comes to wisdom, to the wisdom series, make sure that you return, write your comments each and every time. Let us know. Keep us updated about your new discoveries. Keep us updated about your new project, so that we can work together. I would like for us to win together. That is why I'm here. And for any one of you that has questions, and wants to approach me maybe privately, please send out an email. I'll be responding to you. And for now, stay blessed. Have a good one. Bye.